Complete Balanced Nutrition. Together, we provide nutrients to support immune, muscle, bone, and heart health.
Yay! Ensure with 25 vitamins and minerals, and Ensure Complete with 30 grams of protein.
I used to wait to run my dishwasher till it was super full. Now, I run it daily. Weekdays. Weekends? You might think that's wasteful, but it's not. Even half loads use 80% less water than hand washing, saving $130 on utilities. Cascade, dare to dish differently.
Monday on ET.
Oh, hail the Queen. Let's go.
Our Queen Latifah exclusive, what she's revealing about Girls Trip 2.
I'm just ready to laugh all day.
Make sure you check that out, and we've got one more thing to show you before we say goodbye. Take care, y'all.
Today in England, school's out, and Prince William and Kate braved the rain to take their 3 kids to one of the world's largest military.
Happening now.
It was 45 years. I just started crying.
He's going to prison for decades. The man who shot a woman in a failed carjacking at the Quarry Market sentenced today. Coming up next, reaction from the victim who is in court.
This is going to be with me for the rest of my life.
Not just triple-digit heat, but also record-challenging heat in the days ahead. I'll be back in a bit to talk about which record highs I think will fall. Coming right up. The news at 5 starts right now.
And we begin with breaking news at 5. Eric Cantu, the teenager who survived being shot by a now fired San Antonio police officer last year in a McDonald's parking lot, has been charged with theft in an unrelated case. The female passenger in that shooting incident, 18-year-old Emily Prohl, also faces a misdemeanor theft charge after investigators said she and Cantu attempted to steal items from a Northside Walmart. Among the recovered items were a car charger and an air freshener, charging records show for the 2 teenagers. Cantu, who is on life support for about a month, survived injuries to his stomach, lungs, and other parts of his body. Prohl was not injured in that shooting, but later told police she was hesitant to ride with Cantu because he had evaded an officer in his vehicle the night before. The teens scheduled to be arraigned July 31st. Officer James Brennan, who was fired by SAPD days after the shooting you're watching right now, indicted by a grand jury late last year, is tentatively scheduled to go to trial in late August. The shots fired, a foot chase, and then a standoff playing out in a San Antonio neighborhood this afternoon. It happened not far from Stinson Airport and Roosevelt Drive. Police called out to reports of a man firing into a house on Gillette. Police showed up and chased after that man, and a running gunfight followed. The man ended up inside a home in the 900 block of Bernard. SWAT teams arrived along with negotiators. The 20-year-old suspect surrendered just moments ago. No one was hurt. That suspect will be charged with aggravated assault and other charges. She was shot at the Quarry Shopping Center by a teenage carjacker. That then teenager given a prison sentence today that will last into his 60s. Judge Ron Hill today gave the now 20-year-old Julio Cesar Rivera the maximum 45 years allowed under a plea deal with prosecutors. Garrett Berger talked with Rivera's final victim who survived being shot in the face outside the Whole Foods market. She talked about the man's apology in court.
Today, I assess punishment of 45 years confinement.
Julio Cesar Rivera was let out of district court today to a decades-long future in prison. The woman he shot in the face during an attempted November 2021 carjacking says she's satisfied.
As soon as they said that it was 45 years, I just started crying because it's not just for me, it's for the other victims as well.
Rivera was accused in a slew of armed carjackings, 5 in all, including his final failed robbery of Alana Castaneda. He pleaded guilty in 3 cases, including hers, which lowered his possible prison sentence.
It's not justifying what I did. Nothing's going to make it sound okay, because it's not.
According to separate federal court records, Rivera told police a friend had asked him about stealing a car to be used for human smuggling. His family asked for leniency, saying Rivera had grown up without his biological mother and had fallen in with bad people.
So I appreciate that his parents might think he was put up to it, but these were his choices. These were his decisions. This was his gun.
Ahead of his sentencing, Rivera apologized directly to Castaneda.
I got a lot of time to sit here and think about what I've done. I'm not the same person I was 2 years ago. And I pray every day for forgiveness and just for being good health.
Being face-to-face with Rivera again was hard, said Castaneda, who's already endured 4 surgeries with more to come and bears permanent scars from their violent encounter.
Yes, I was listening to him, but at the same time, it's you did what you did.
Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
San Antonio police officers investigating a drive-by shooting that sent a 16-year-old to the hospital. That shooting happened last night about 9:30 in the 100 block of Palfrey Avenue off of Goliad Road on the southeast side. Police say the teen told them he was walking down the street with two other people when a car drove by and someone inside that vehicle started shooting. The victim hit multiple times, taken to the hospital. Right now, no arrests have been made, but officers say the suspect vehicle is a dark-colored sedan. Around the same time, SWAT officers execute a warrant at a home on East Houston Street near North New Braunfels. We're told 3 men arrested for warrants and weapons violations. Police say they seized narcotics along with multiple AK-47 style weapons and handguns. 2 teenagers tried to get away, but Bexar County Sheriff's deputies say the chase led them to confiscating drugs, weapons, and more than $4,000 in cash. The incident happened this past weekend. Deputies releasing these photos of 3 guns, a large amount of marijuana, and money via the office's Facebook page. They tell us the deputy spotted a stolen vehicle they say had evaded law enforcement earlier. When the deputy tried to pull over the vehicle, they say the driver hit the gas instead. Deputies, with the help of SAPD's helicopter, pursued the suspect, who then ran out of gas on Loop 410 near Highway 16. The 16-year-old driver, the 17-year-old passenger, both taken into custody. The driver charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle and evading with the motor vehicle. The passenger facing multiple charges, including drug possession and unlawful carrying of a weapon. Check out traffic right now, and there is a bit of a slowdown. This is at 1604 at Pat Booker Road. You can see a big slowdown here as it heads towards I-35, I believe is what we're getting close to as we look at this. Now, traffic could be a beast this weekend for those people traveling on 1604 on the north side. Drivers can expect to run into closures all weekend long as work on that expansion project in the area continues. Our traffic authority, Stephen Cavazos, has more on how to navigate the construction closures.
There are some big weekend closures to be on the lookout for, especially if you travel right over here to Loop 1604 on the north side. Pardon me. That's due to an expansion project that we have taking place. Now, this is a full weekend closure, as I mentioned. It's going to start around Northwest Military Highway and finish up around Stone Oak Parkway, but it's going to impact both the east and westbound lanes. Let's show you what's taking place out there. There is bridge work that is happening. It all begins Friday, July 14th and wraps Monday, July 17th. So let's see what's in store for those eastbound lanes. From Bitters Road, we'll see an exit ramp closer to the Blanco Road entrance ramp. Now, keep this in mind. Those closures are going to stay in place for the entire duration of the weekend, so watch out there. Now, as for the westbound lanes, as we take a jump over here, it's going to be the same thing. It all wraps up on Monday, July 17th. Work should finish at 5 in the morning, but we're going to see that full closure of the westbound main lanes from the Blanco Road exit ramp to the Blanco Road entrance ramp. Now, these lane closures will, again, remain in place for the entire duration. This is just a portion of what's taking place this weekend. What I want you to do now is scan this QR code. It's going to take you to our KSAT traffic page, and there is a full list of all the closures that are happening this weekend and into the early days of next week. But again, that full closure is going to impact a lot of people, so make sure to start planning ahead. Look for some alternative routes. Always good to know what to expect before you have to hit the roads.
To other news now, and a New York architect accused of being a serial killer facing a judge earlier today in court. Investigators say Rex Heuermann was taken into custody last night. Back in 2010 and 2011, 10 bodies found in a wooded area by Gilgo Beach on Long Island, most of them women. Authorities say Heuermann is responsible for 3 of those deaths and the prime suspect in a 4th. That unsolved murders actually gripped Long Island for more than a decade.
The work is not done here, but this is a major, major step forward in achieving the goal that we have had from the beginning, and that is, again, to bring closure to these families and to bring justice to the victims in this case.
Again, 59-year-old Rex Heuermann, the main suspect. He's a married architect, has 2 children. According to court documents, he is now charged with first-degree murder. Authorities in Florida reveal a shocking detail surrounding the death of a 9-month-old baby. Detectives say instead of cocaine, a teenage mother put fentanyl in her baby's bottle before feeding it to him. Deputies say the teen mother was tired, wanted to give him something to go to sleep. They say she filled the body with formula, then picked up a pill bottle and put what she thought was cocaine in the baby's bottle. The baby never woke up. Deputies tested the substance in the pill bottle. It was positive for fentanyl. The medical examiner says the child died from a fentanyl overdose. They say the amount of fentanyl in that baby's system, enough to kill 10 people. The mother is under arrest. Turning to politics now, the U.S. House passed a sweeping defense policy bill. Friday's vote, 219 to 210. A bill passing largely among party lines, but 4 Democrats did cross the aisle to vote with Republicans, and 4 Republicans voted against it. The bill sets the policy agenda and authorizes funding for the Department of Defense. Now, the fight over the bill has been described as contentious debate, but the Speaker of the House says the country and our military service members will benefit from this.
House Republicans have made a commitment to America that we would fight for a nation that is safe. Today, we kept that promise by passing the National Defense Authorization Act. Under this bill, men and women in uniform who make sacrifices for our nation every day will receive the biggest pay raise in decades.
So this is about our military. What can be so controversial? Well, the House bill includes some controversial amendments. One of them related to abortion policy and transgender health care access. The House passed bill now needs to be reconciled with the democratically controlled Senate. This is just more evidence of how extreme the summer temperatures are right now. Authorities in Doolittle, Missouri say a part of Interstate 44, I-44, buckled. You see it there? Caused a lot of accidents. One driver says she actually went airborne for a few seconds. Officials say no one seriously hurt. State transportation engineers say incidents like this, not uncommon during extreme heat. The permanent repair work to the interstate expected to be done by the middle of next week. I'm kind of surprised we don't see more of that, as hot as it's been.
Well, yeah, and if you've ever driven I-10 west in the summertime especially, you see all the blown tires. Good PSA, check your tires. Make sure the tread wear is good, they're not too worn down, and that the air pressure is optimal. You need good tires when the roads are so hot and there's so much sun beating down on them and all this heat. So 105, our high temperature today. We hit that during the 2 o'clock hour. That ties the record, which was set just 2 years ago. Right now, Schertz is 104. Along with Eagle Pass, Del Rio 106, Windcrest 103, New Braunfels 105, along with Mico in Dean's backyard. Obviously, we're still feeling the heat and the humidity very sticky. Again, this evening, it's going to be more of the same. At least there will be a breeze out of the southeast at 15 to 20, so a little breezy at times with that southeasterly wind. There is some cooler than average air in a little area. We're going to talk about that, where it's headed, and of course, our record challenging heat and which records are likely to fall in the days ahead coming up.
Thank you, Adam. Straight ahead, a lot of Americans are on an aspirin regimen, but the results of a new study may prompt some to ask their doctors if it could be affecting their oxygen levels. The story behind all this after the break. Here's a look at what we're working on for the news at 6. San Antonio is set to get a big economic boost from a little-known bill that came out of Austin. We're going to explain how the Alamo Dome and Convention Center could get millions of dollars for future upgrades. Oppressive heat inside your own home. It's a reality for people living in older homes, even if they have air conditioning. We have the latest on a free program that could transform your electric bill and provide an escape from the heat, coming up at 6. And an incredible act of generosity leaves one woman speechless. The heartwarming moment as a community comes together to surprise her with a brand new home. All that and more today on the news at 6. Are you taking a daily aspirin? For many, it's a common question asked at the doctor's office, but a new study is revealing that the daily regimen could cause some people to develop a condition that affects how well their bodies absorb oxygen. ABC News' Justin Finch has more on the aspirin anemia research.
A low-dose aspirin is used to lower the risk of heart problems or stroke in people with prior issues. However, since it's a blood thinner, it can increase the risk of bleeding. Researchers from Australia studied the effects of a low-dose aspirin in almost 20,000 healthy adults with the average age of 74. The people in the study had no history of heart attack, stroke, or anemia. Half the people were given a low-dose aspirin to take daily, and the other half got a placebo pill. They found that the people taking aspirin daily were 20% more likely to become anemic. Anemia is not having enough healthy red blood cells to carry oxygen throughout your body. Older adults who are anemic can feel tired but also be at risk for heart problems and even death. The author suggests talking to your doctor about checking your blood for anemia if you are on aspirin. With this Medical Minute, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
Take a live look outside. Right now, 104 degrees, but that wasn't the high. And yes, Adam, you already told us we at least tied a record today.
We did. We tied the record 105. That's the unofficial result right now from the National Weather Service. We'll keep you updated as we get the official results and information. And more record high temperatures are likely to be met and even exceeded in the days ahead. We're going to get to that in a moment. But, you know, Steve, we were talking yesterday at, I think it was 6.
Yeah.
You could go anywhere to escape this heat. Let's talk about this right now. We know it's hot around here. It's going to stay hot. Take a look at the big map. And remember, it's July. It's summertime, but there are some 80s farther to the north. We're in the triple digits for most of Texas. And that's because we've got the split heat high overhead, even impacting parts of the desert Southwest. That's where it's building. But let's get back to that cooler air. Usually I show you this map in the wintertime when we're talking about a cold air mass that's going to be making it here. Well, there is a cooler than average air mass right now in central Canada. My favorite city, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. 63 degrees. Stony Rapids, 64. Churchill, that's of course along Hudson Bay, likely influencing the temperature at 43 degrees at this hour. So temperatures mostly in the 60s within that cooler air mass, and that is plunging southward into the Great Lakes. So if you really want to escape the heat, follow this upper level. Since we have the heat high overhead, we'll call it the cool low into the Great Lakes on Monday. I was just looking at the forecast for Madison, Wisconsin. Sunny, 76. Chicago, sunny, 78 degrees on Monday. And that's below average for this time of year. But it's back to reality for us. We've got the heat high. It's building, and we talked about it past couple of days. It's really building out west right now, and it's going to be centered over the desert Southwest. So possibly record-breaking all-time high temperatures in parts of Vegas and even Arizona. Our trend, it's more of the same, right around anywhere from 103 to 105 for high temperatures in the days ahead. No real change here from this heat. And when you factor in the humidity, I think for the most part, we'll have heat indices between 105 and 110 during the hottest part of the days. Now, that also brings us to the Saharan dust. There isn't any dust overhead right now. If you have allergies or something, it's not from any dust in our sky. We have a typical summertime haze out there right now. However, as we go through time, we will see some small amounts of that dust. Right now, you really see the high concentrations, particularly in the Caribbean and then out in the open Atlantic. But along the Gulf Coast, tomorrow, we'll have a little bit of dust, just adding a little extra haze to the sunrise and sunset. It's not going to be impacting you in any other way. Then we get into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, and that's when some of that dust could move overhead. Remember, it's going to stay lofted in the atmosphere, and most of us probably won't even notice it. But if you get on a high vantage point and you look out in a distance over the horizon, you might notice some extra haze. But if you're just looking straight up, I don't think you'll notice it next week. Anyway, that's the latest on the dust. Let's talk about tomorrow. Near 80 at sunrise, and then by noon, we're already up to 95, but feeling like 107. By the afternoon, 104, feeling like 109. Now that's in San Antonio. You get to Floresville, 104, Devine, 105, New Braunfels, 104, and Seguin, 103. And it's basically more of the same as we get into Sunday. We're just going to trim off a degree here, 103 the high. Now in terms of records, tomorrow it's 102, so we are forecasting a record by 2 degrees. All the records listed on the 7-day, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday, those are the record high temperatures we expect to be tied or broken in the days ahead. We'll talk more about all this heat and how hot it's going to get in the desert Southwest from that heat high at 6.
I'm just shaking my head over here. Thank you. Duluth, is that where you said we should go in the Duluth, Minnesota?
Oh, yeah, Lake Superior is always in the 30s.
Yeah, That might be a little too cold.
Yeah, it's still, maybe a little extreme.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about summer Spurs right now. They are back in action tonight, David.
In Vegas, where it's supposed to be like 118 this weekend. So
sure.
there you go. Duluth or Vegas? Where do you want to be?
I might actually take Duluth on this one.
Hey, if you're a Spur, you want to be on the court tonight, though, right?
Yeah.
If you're a young guy, because you want another chance at showing off for the management and the coaches on how much you can contribute this year. And SAFC welcoming history to the pitch tomorrow night. We'll explain coming up next.
You want to test yourself against the best, and this is a team with a lot of history.
Yeah, one of the most historic teams to ever take the pitch is in San Antonio to take on SAFC. It's a friendly. More on that matchup in a minute. And the young Spurs hit the floor and actually got in some practice time yesterday. So far this summer, the Spurs are 4-1, counting the 2 wins in Sacramento. They are coming off a win Tuesday night over the Washington Wizards, 96-85. Victor Wembanyama was there, not playing, so they had to have some other guys step up in his place, like they did before he showed up. Malachi Branham led the Spurs. He had 15. This is turning out to be a great experience for some of these younger guys, a chance to show off their skills and why they should make the big club, like Justin Kier, who spent last year with the G League Spurs.
You just got to come in and do what you do. For me, it's coming in, making sure guys are in the right spots, leading. What I've been doing since I was young is just being vocal, talking, and not only doing that when you're not tired, but when you are tired. So that's something I've been doing now that I'm getting a little bit more minutes, is just controlling what I can control and helping everybody else. I feel pretty comfortable out there and stuff like that. So if I'm comfortable, I got to make sure the next guy's comfortable and stuff like that. So.
All right, so here is your matchup. Tip-off tonight at 8 o'clock. It looks like Branham will not play tonight. We're getting some reports on that, so we'll have to wait and see a tip. San Antonio FC getting a little break from conference play and hitting the pitch tomorrow night against one of the premier teams in all of soccer, Sunderland AFC from England. This team was formed back in 1879. They're one of the most successful clubs in England. They have finished first in their league 6 times since 1890. They are on a USA tour starting here in San Antonio.
You want to test yourself against the best, and this is a team with a lot of history. Me myself has watched many documentaries on Sunderland Till I Die and stuff like this. So it's a club I'm a fan of just because of things like these. And I think the guys are optimistic and looking forward to this opportunity and being able to test themselves against what we consider the best and to continue to be playing San Antonio FC's way.
Great opportunity to host such a prestigious club. Great opportunity for our fans to see high-level players. High-level soccer. It's not an opportunity that comes around very often, so we're embracing this opportunity.
All right, so here's the matchup coming up tomorrow night, Toyota Field, 8 o'clock. You got to wonder, these guys from England, what's it going to be like when they hit the pitch?
Well, that's what I was.
That's like.
I was like, I'm guessing they haven't seen 105 degrees.
Probably not.
For the temperature in England when they play.
So, hey guys, a lot of water.
Yeah.
Start drinking now.
Exactly. Thank you, David. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching the News at 5. World News is up next. See you right back here at 6.